What's up, everybody? This is your boy AC, and welcome back to LA Sports Live. You guys see that thumbnail? You see the title: Bubba Watson finds a noose in his garage at Taladega. Now let's just clear it up. Bubba did not actually find a noose himself. It was found by one of his crew members. Now let's just do a little. Let me give you the backstory to this situation. You guys know, we don't really talk a lot of NASCAR on this channel, but I am familiar with a lot of sports, not just basketball and baseball and football, but I'm familiar with quite a few. Anyhow, and I am familiar with Bubba Watson because I remember hearing a few years ago when he was announced as a full-time NASCAR driver. If you're not familiar with NASCAR, they currently have one full-time African American driver on that circuit, and it is Bubba. He's been full-time approximately about almost 3 years, and he is driving the legendary number 43. If you're a NASCAR fan, you know the number 43 is a legendary number, and he is driving for of course that was Richard Petty's number, and Bubba is driving for Richard Petty Racing. Now, like, as further backdrop to the story, you guys know that NASCAR came out a couple weeks ago and said they are banning the Confederate flag at all of their functions, and they said the flag was no longer welcome, at their races. And there's been quite a bit of controversy surrounding that. I think Bubba did come out in a tweet, or maybe he said it publicly, that it should be banned from the track. And then NASCAR we're in the midst of this movement right now, and Bubba made those comments, and to NASCAR's credit, they did come out and immediately ban the flag at their events. Now, this hasn't stopped a lot of their fans, and even over this past weekend, a lot of their fans, man, they were deep, not in the facility, but they were deep outside the facility. I mean, they were flying that flag, in full glory. This has not changed their core fans about how they feel about the situation in that flag. They think it should, it's part of their history. The bullshit. I'm not getting into that right now. But anyhow, the noose was found in Bubba's garage by one of his crew members. It was immediately reported to the officials, NASCAR officials on hand, and NASCAR immediately launched an investigation, and the FBI and the DOJ are involved, and this may be investigated as a hate crime, which means if they ever find out who did this, who placed the noose in his garage, they could be looking at some serious jail time. My prediction is, because look, with social distancing going on, even at the NASCAR events, there's only a strict, very few number of people being allowed at these facilities. Their crew numbers were cut drastically, so they only get a handful of people for each crew. So it can only be so many people who did this, but my opinion is this will never come out. As far as who the perpetrator of this is, NASCAR, this is, I'm not going to sit here and act like NASCAR has not done anything to address, their situation where they just don't have a lot of minorities involved. They do have a tremendous outreach for minority people to be involved in that sport. But the bottom line is most minorities is just not in NASCAR. The point here is, I was not surprised that this situation happened in Alabama at Taladega Speedway. This is the first of many more situations like this to happen, because if critics of the people who support the Confederate flag thought this was over, that they were just gonna sit tight and roll along with the changes, with that flag being banned, you got another thing coming. Anyhow, tell me what you guys think. Is this just the beginning for Bubba and his struggles, or is NASCAR on the right track? Hit the comments below and let me know what you think. Later.